Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Hachachudash. Say double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So I got this image off of a community post by Legion of Men. And it just made me think of the scripture found in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, which we cover from time to time. I like to talk about it. So it's a picture of, like a cow, and it's giving you the illusion because, we're coming up to the so-called election, which is really all a pre-selection, which a lot of people are starting to wake up to that fact. Just like a lot of people are starting to wake up to the fact that no matter what they choose, the outcome is going to end the same. So what people are starting to realize is that they really have no say-so in the matter. It's just an illusion of choice, as the depiction displays. And that's what the scriptures tell you, that the Satan, the serpent, one of his specialties, one of his greatest strengths is his deception, his deceivingness, this deceiving nature. The system in the society is owned by Satan, and Satan's physical counterpart is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, as well as the so-called Jew. And this society was based, and everything that they moved and operated on was left hand witchcraft. And all the way up until this point, since we're at the end of the world, they have, you could say, have so-called success with it in deceiving the people. All they did was brought back the Roman Empire and its methods. That's known as the fourth beast in the book of Daniel. In Daniel chapter 2 is the toes with the iron and the miry clay. The iron represents the strength of the Roman Empire, which is iron, and the miry clay represents depth. That's why it's partly strong and partly broken. That's the society. All right, the economy is trash. They're in debt, which they can't pay, and it's going to lead to a crash. But they have the strength of the iron, their military might. And then in Daniel chapter 7, it's that fourth beast that goes and tramples, you could say, the world until the Lord comes and put the fourth beast into destruction and captivity. And that fourth beast is talking about America, because America is Rome reincarnated. So as it says, it shows there, you got the left or you got the right. Either way, it's going to lead you to the slaughterhouse. So it doesn't matter which side you choose. But it's all a game. It's a game to keep the people warped in this illusion that they have a choice, right? And this is how they can control the people, because in the end, the wicked elite, the international bankers, and the secret families, right, the well-known families, they are going to have less resistance for this new world order that they want to establish, which is just the image of the beast spoke about in Revelation 13. If they can give the people the illusion that they've picked this or that they chose this, then it's less resistant. Then they can successfully set their feet on the planet Earth and say, we've taken it over. We gave you the illusion that you chose this, but in actuality, we decided this for you. But because we tricked you all, now there's too late. Now there's nothing you can do, because we could just say, democracy got us here. You voted for this. In actuality, you don't have a choice. Voting, you never had a choice with voting. All you have to do is look up what an electoral college is. Electoral college is where each state has two representatives that cast the final vote or the final say. So in the end, it's all controlled, but you have the illusion to think that your vote matters. Case in point, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton got the popular vote, but Donald Trump was the one in office. So does your vote really matter? Of course it does not. The book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. This beast is talking about America. And he had two horns like a lamb. The two horns like a lamb is, again, what the Roman Empire at one point had, which they had what they call the patricians and the plebeians. Today, those are called Republicans and Democrats. The two horns like a lamb. The lamb represents a harmless, docile creature. It is able to perceive itself to be harmless and nice and gentle. But it says, and he spake as a dragon. So the deception is that it has a lamb-like appearance, but it speaks which as a dragon, and that's another strength of the serpent, is his not only his deception, but also with his tongue. The words that he speak are violent, are draconian, are strong, are hurtful words, but is pampered in, you could say, choice, freedom, leader of the new world, right? But all of the policies that's being brought forth to this change for the betterment of society, as you could say, involves putting you into slavery. That's the deception. And the two horns like a lamb is your Republicans and your Democrat, or you could say left, right. But it's two horns of the same beast. So it's controlled opposition from either or. Your president, your so-called president's selection is decided. It's already decided for you. All the people who ran, like, it's all just a show. Every 4 years, they just put on a show. This year, they chose Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Now, there were some people who ran and they thought that they genuinely had a chance. Like, I always forget his name, but it's the one, Jake. It's the one so-called black guy that ran. And he got into it with the guy from the Breakfast Club. And he literally thought that he had a good chance. And then he come to find out that he doesn't get an invite to the debate. And he got mad and he said, I'm going to sue. Now, why did he get mad? Because he thought that this was real. You know, he thought that this was, you could say, okay, it's that time again. The qualified candidates, go ahead and run and see what you got and may the best person win. No. What he didn't realize is that this is all controlled. There is a plan at work, and you're not a part of it. So no, you're not going to get an invite. They just push you to the side, and everybody else who ran, they were all just parts of the show. They got their script. All right, time's up. Now move. All right, so now we got down to the final two, and these two, Kamala and Donald Trump, they're both saying the exact same thing. They're both displaying a very pathetic show. Like the Lord truly has taken Babylon the Great in her own craftiness, and now it's all just one big joke. People can see this system in this election. It really exposes the so-called world leaders, who's next, and made this place a laughing stock. The whole world is laughing at Babylon the Great, which is America. The whole world is laughing at the so-called next leader. They're laughing at your current so-called leader. Who's that, Biden? They're laughing at this place, and then they're looking and say, oh, you guys got those two left to pick from? Oh, what a big joke. It's a big joke. And the American people are a big joke because they believe in it. And they're so far gone that they still believe that, yes, the state of the fate of the country depends on who you vote for. But little do they know, just like the picture showed, whether you go the left path or the right path, it's still going to lead you to the slaughterhouse. And a lot of people are waking up to that. A lot of people are realizing that the change that's coming is not of their choice, it's not of their will, and it's going to happen either way. So it does not matter. And a lot of people are actually woken up to the fact that there may not be an actual election. They may plan something so-called catastrophic and strategic that they would have to say, we are not allowed to elect. And now it has to be decided for you. Oh, it's an emergency in the next 4 years, maybe. But this case, look, it's just got too out of control. We have to shut it down. And we have to go ahead and pick for you, which is them telling you, or just another step of them telling you, we decide who's next. Just like I always like to bring out when you go to the Roman Empire, Augustus Caesar, he changed the system from a so-called democracy to an empire. So he was the first, you could say, emperor. He went from saying no more does the people decide anything, I decide everything. So it was decided in the hands of a few, just like today. So just like the people can already predict that this immigration crisis, all of these so-called assassination attempts, is just an excuse for them to set up something big prior to the election to say, that's it, there is no selection. We just going to have to decide. It's a state of emergency or whatever it is. Now, that's just what people are hypothesizing, and that could be the case, right? But either way, it's all scripted, it's all planned, and it's going to lead to the same result no matter what. And the people are seeing it. The book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. He, the Most High, disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. NLT. He frustrateth the plans of the schemers, so the work of their hands will not succeed. He traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted. And that's what the Lord did to Babylon the Great, which is America. Everything that the devil operated off of was deception. And what do we find out today? Found out today that Cardi B is going to push for... Cardi B is teaming up with Michelle Obama, which is really a man, right? That's another deception. To so-called, and he or she is going to have a drag concert or something like that. The both of them to push for what? Kamala Harris to go out and vote. So this is clearly the end. This is clearly the end. You have a known Jezebel teaming up with a transgender to perform drag shows on the minds of the people to tell you to go and vote for Kamala. This is witchcraft. This is sorcery. It's pathetic. It's a big joke, but this is all that Babylon has known. And this, look, didn't Obama go up there and try to so-called rap? So they're really trying to hype up this election. Like this is the thing. This is the election. We got to make it cool to go out there and vote. This is going to be huge. This is important. It's a big joke. The Lord has taken the wise in their own craftiness. This place is completely done for, man. As Isaiah 47 says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. At one point, countries around the world used to respect you, respect your policies, respected your White House, your procedure. They looking at you all and they're all laughing now. You're no longer on the top. You're a big joke. Your country is a joke. Your leadership is a joke. Your government, your body is a joke. It says, take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Meaning, be exposed. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. So you're going to be exposed. All of your witchcraft, your sorceries, all of that's going to be made known, and it's going to be thwarted, because in order for it to truly work, right, the two horns like a lamb, it's the deception is it being unknown. But if people can see it, if people are known to the fact that what you're doing, no matter what happens, is going to be the same result, you've lost your power, because your power is to work in the dark. Your power is secrecy. All the Lord has to do is to reveal it. And then guess what? No more power, no more strength. You lose your strength. We can see you coming. The light has been casted. Isaiah 47. Verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be that thou mayest profit, if so be that thou mayest prevail. So the Lord is mocking Babylon. The Lord said, just keep doing what you've been doing. You've labored with your sorceries and your witchcraft. Let's see if it's going to work for you this time. That's all you got, because that's all Babylon has. This election is all sorcery and witchcraft, from a pathetic so-called assassination attempt to these pathetic get out there and vote. These pathetic debates, these pathetic arguments, all of it. It is a complete joke. Okay, your deception to fool the people into believing that this voting is really going to make a difference, is going to change, but in actuality, you control the outcome because it's controlled opposition. They're all just puppets. They know that. They're all just puppets. They just say they have a script. They don't have minds of their own. This is all they have left. They're exhausted. Babylon is through. She's finished. It says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now thy astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee." And these are your high level witchcraft, high level sorcery, masonry, all your tricks, your deceptions, all of that. The Lord said, let's see if they can save you now. So when you hear stuff about Michelle Obama and Cardi B going out there to work together, Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce at the Super Bowl, when you hear about all these Jezebels, this is just witchcraft. This is high level sorcery. This is all that they have left, and they're pulling out all the stops that they have. So really what you're seeing is the best that they have to offer. And we got a few weeks before the election, right? They might stage something else to truly shut down the so-called election. It could happen. It could happen, right? But just know that they're pulling out all the stops. This is all that they have left. And it's pathetic. The Lord is exposing them for the deception that they have so-called has success in, but now he's just bringing it down. Why? Because the Lord is against this place. Let's take, because again, it's two horns of the same beast. It's controlled opposition, and people are realizing that. Let's just listen to what your so-called next world leader, this is what happens when she get grilled about questions.
Country and have Americans literally point fingers at each other.
Madam Vice President, more than 70% of people
that is about turning the page on rhetoric that people are frankly exhausted of, Brett.
You've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade, people have become, but listen, over the last decade.
She can't answer the questions because
it is clear
she's not suited for the position. I mean, she's getting grilled. She's talking about all these changes, but the man is asking you plainly, you've been in the office all this time. Why hasn't you made a change now? And you see what happens. She just has to deflect. It's a shit show.
Me and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me, the former chief of staff to the president, Donald Trump, former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president. One, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous.
So when we had Bret Baier on yesterday to preview.
So, you know, these people are trying to treat her with respect when she's a complete fucking idiot. And the people know she is. The world knows she is. But yet they try their absolute hardest to try to make her look smart or sound smart. They actually had to cut that interview because it was getting too heated because she couldn't answer any questions. It's just deflection. And Trump has been found out for saying last year, he literally said that I will stop any cryptocurrency from them making anything like that happening. But yet this year he says we want to be leading globally when it comes to cryptocurrency, because it shows you that they all have an agenda. They are controlled. They're just puppets. And if they could tell you the truth, they would tell you, I'm just following orders. And you all really don't have a choice in the matter. But with these two, I can say for sure people are realizing that the same result is going to occur no matter who they go in there and so-called vote for. They understand that nothing's going to change. They understand that both the left and the right, the Democrat and the Republic, just like the plebeian and patricians, It's two horns of the same lamb. It's the two horns of the same beast. It's controlled opposition. It will result in the same, no matter what they do, no matter what they say. They're just puppets. And that's going to lead to uproars of the people and lead to people disregarding their authority. So it's all prophecy, because that's exactly what, when they put those pictures together, what in the message they're trying to send, what do you think they're trying to say? They're trying to say, look, listen, guys, we got to take orders into our own hands, because the result is the same. There is no change. So if the people give up on the society, if the people give up on the government, then they're going to want to take action to their own hands to establish their own change, which leads to uproars of the people and rebellion, which leads to anarchy, which is all prophetic in the Apocrypha. People want to talk about the Apocrypha. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's anarchy. That's abandonment of government, abandonment of fear of the powers that be. That's what you call anarchy. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, and that's martial law. And a lot of these people understand that the so-called immigration crisis is done intentionally with the intent to cause chaos, to enforce martial law, but it's not going to be temporary. It's going to be permanent. That's why these people are starting to say we got to take up arms, because they're realizing that their so-called country and their so-called rights are being taken from them. And then at the same time, you have the war in the Middle East, which is drawing out all these countries to be angry at this place. This is all prophetic. The Lord is gathering an army to destroy this place. And in the meantime, this is the best that they have to offer. That's why the scripture says, stand thou now in thine enchantments. This is the deception, the best that you all have to offer to try to push this so-called voting. It's over with, man. Your deception has failed. Your so-called assassination attempts, just pathetic. Your plans have been thwarted. Your so-called candidates are jokes. They're just puppets. They say one thing and they say the next thing. Well, that's what Trump will do. And then this woman can't even answer simple questions. She can't answer questions. So they have to treat her like Biden. Meaning if she goes out there and speak, they have to say no questions, because she's proven to be a complete idiot. And these are the so-called leaders. The Lord has really mingled a perverse spirit into society, man. He has taken the wise in their own craftiness. This is a big joke, and their power, their strength of secrecy and deception, the Lord has unveiled that. He's unlifted the skirt. So this is why they've lost their power. They lost it. You see, Isaiah chapter 47. All right. But yes, two horns of the same beast. Controlled opposition. Shalom.